Samaritans are like old memories. They always remind you of your past, and we are reminding ourselves of the past episodes from this week of Good Company for the best of Good Company with me, Hollie Taylor. I'm Hollie Taylor. We're talking about things lost that have been found, and thank goodness for those good Samaritans out there. Honestly, if there weren't good Samaritans, I don't think I'd have hats, mitts, scarves, wallets, keys, grocery points cards. I set things down, I get distracted, and then thank goodness for kind people. And thank goodness for people like Martha. She texted in at 905-338-1250. She went to the grocery store at the counter, notices a lady in front of her left her keys at the counter. So as soon as she finishes up, she ran out and said, "Hey, you forgot your keys." By this point, lady, realizing she didn't have her keys, was already on her way back. So what a relief, just knowing that somebody was looking out for you. And I just think it's such a great way of showing people that, yeah, we see you. I saw that you left your keys. I got you. Don't worry. Martha, thank you so much for sharing your story and for being that person that made that lady's day. What have you done in the past? What has someone done for you? Has somebody found something? Honestly, just this past weekend. Skating. Again, I'm that mom that's carrying 3 pairs of skates and some toques and a mitt. And I dropped my mitt. And the man was like, you dropped a mitt. And I just was like, I'm not too sure where you can put that, but give it to my kids. They should carry something. They're old enough. So Good Samaritans, thank you for doing what you do. I'm Hollie Taylor. We're talking about our health habits, and maybe we're defining more clearly the ones that we want to focus in on in 2024. Is it food? Is it exercise? Mental health? Producer Mike, what's your approach this year?
You know what? I gotta put my thumb down on food this year. This is something I gotta really tackle.
So, Producer Mike, healthier food habits.
Yeah.
Oh, don't say that. That's so sad, cutting out the sweets.
I know, it's intimidating just to think about, but it's something I really got to do, so
yeah,
working on it.
And there's a lot of things you can substitute. I know dates, they're sweet and will actually help with sugar cravings.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, I can see that.
So, I don't know, maybe talk to one of the other ops here, Joe. He's one of the ops, and his wife makes really great dates desserts.
Yes, you're right. And he's given me a few. Okay, so I'll get addicted to dates.
There you go. All right, got a text message here at 905-338-1250. This is from Hank, and he said for him, he's going to try to walk more. Getting to the gym can be too challenging, but he can go for a walk. So there we go. Hank, may you have, I don't know, comfy running shoes, and may you walk to your heart's content. Actually, it's really good for your heart health. So I love that. I might have to write that down on a list of things that I could also do. Mental health, says Gloria, focusing in on making sure she has a full cup. And that is a conversation all unto itself, having a full cup. Feel free to weigh in. What are some of those healthy habits you're focusing in on for 2024? 905-338-1250. We're dreaming big today, following a story of an Australian heiress who had quite a chunk of change from her grandmother. And she said even before she inherited the money that she was going to be giving away the better part of 25 million euros. Whew, that's a lot of money. And so she has a group of people helping her go through different kinds of essentially proposals as to what people would like her to do with this money. And there's a lot of people who she's going to be able to help in this essential redistribution of wealth. So what would you do if you had that kind of coin? Text in 905-338-1250. Who are you helping? What are you doing? I am so curious to hear from you. Producer Mike, what would you do?
I don't know. 25 million? That's so much.
I know, and it's euros.
Yeah. Oh, that's like, what, 32 million?
I didn't do the conversion, but yeah, it is not a small chunk of change. That's huge.
I don't know. You'd have to help a whole bunch of people, a whole bunch of different organizations, right? So I'm thinking like the food bank.
Yeah.
Maybe a hospital in your community needs help.
Ooh, you could have like a whole wing that you support.
That could be cool. Have something named after you.
Yeah. Producer Mike's physiotherapy clinic.
There we go. Yeah. I like the sounds of that.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's so many things you could do. I'd have to start a foundation just to figure out how to distribute it all.
Yeah. Which is essentially what she's trying to do.
Yeah.
And I mean, you'd have the money to be able to have people who are really smart with money do that.
Yeah, and you could form your own charitable organization, and
yeah,
I don't know what that all entails, but
a lot probably
a lot of work, a lot more bureaucracy and stuff involved with that, right? But
yeah.
as long as you can get the good work done.
Yeah, well, I just, I still don't even know myself. Although you hear people that have debt due to medical situations or just some charities that could use a new roof on their building.
Yeah.
I think that's what, I would be more project oriented and just like surprising a family with like, oh, your debt's gone.
You know what else would be cool? I just thought of it. Find a small community somewhere and be like, hey, you know what? I just bought you a fire department.
Yes! Like build into the infrastructure so everybody wins.
That would be cool.
Yeah, absolutely. Text in. What would you do with the money? 905-338-1250. Ken texted in. He said his church could actually use a gym. They want to use it as an outreach. He would just buy the gym for them. Wouldn't that be cool? Hey, pastor, I got you covered. Keep the ideas coming. I am loving them. Thank you so much for hanging out today. Loved your conversation and your notes about cash or credit or debit. And what is your favorite mode of payment? As it seems like more and more we are moving away from cash. Especially after the pandemic, people looking to go touchless. Although it's good to have a little cash on hand at any given time. And make sure that in case of emergencies, like, you know, when the debit machines go down and you got nothing and you got to pay, having that 20 in your back pocket definitely can be helpful. But there are also ways to put money in your pocket when it comes to cutting costs. A penny saved is a penny earned, as they say. So doing things like weatherproofing your home can actually save you big money on your energy bills because let's face it, right now it feels like our energy bills are increasing exponentially. And I'm sure you remember when you were younger, the parents always saying, turn off the lights every time you left a room. It rings true to this day, making sure lights are off when you leave a room. Using energy efficient compact fluorescent light bulbs is a great way also of reducing the energy you use, plus keeping the costs down. Unplugging unused appliances. This is one that I often overlook, but it is a good way of slowly chipping away at making sure you're not using too much energy. Shorter showers, lowering the water heat temperatures. And another thing, too, is turning down those thermoses. Although on days like today, I'm not turning it down. I'd like to think I would, but no, we'll just keep it the way it is. I'm Hollie Taylor. Love this story of a Utah woman. She is very ambitious and loves to water ski. Duan is her name, and she started water skiing on a lake called Lake Bear when she was 29 years young. And now she goes on different kinds of outings and has fun with her children, her grandchildren, and yes, great-grandchildren. Duan is actually 92 years young and has been water skiing since 1961. So that's pretty impressive. She says she always gets butterflies before she goes in the water, but in the water, she feels excited. I would love to see that. Can you just imagine a 90-year-old woman just out and about, loving life large, water skiing? See, that's goals to me. Someone who is just enjoying life no matter their age or their stage and just continuing to do the things that bring them joy. So, I mean, I've not water skied a lot. It would not necessarily be something I gravitate towards. I feel like not even the next day, like a few hours, I'd be very sore. But what are things I would still love to do in 10, 15, 20 years that I'm doing now? Well, now's the time to really start, quote unquote, training for it and making sure our bodies will be able to be fit and strong. Not so much about looking good, but feeling great. So, Duan, with the goal and living a life of fun and laughter, 92 and still water skiing. Loving the video. Definitely check it out online if you can.